How's it? Today is Thursday, July 24th. We've got some posterior chain work today, and it's not all terrible. Um, I really didn't want to show up today. I felt like a lot of the things that I was aiming for a few weeks ago, a few months ago, are just kind of out of reach, and they will be potentially forever. I don't know. Um, it's been hard, but I am proud of myself for showing up today. Showing up, I always tell my clients, my personal training clients, I always tell them showing up is more than 70% of the battle. Because when you're there, you've already invested all of this time and like mental energy to be present. And then if you don't have the actual physical energy to move forward, then it's like, oh well, I've already, what does it call it, the sunk cost fallacy. Like I've already given so much time and effort to this thing, but I'm not gonna do what I wanted to do in the first place. Like that is such a waste of time on like all sides of the issue. So for me, showing up today was winning the battle. Um, but yeah, thanks, Juwan. I don't know if you are gonna watch this. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But thank you for reaching out the other day, and maybe I do need to change of scenery. Juwan's one of my friends. Actually, we are friends first, and then I coached him to be from powerlifting into weightlifting, and he's a way 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 better lifter than I am. Um, but he reached out to me, and was just like, yeah, like maybe you should come by to Hassle Free, which is that gym, maybe 40-ish minutes away from me, and lift there on Saturdays. Maybe I should just go in and go in there for the vibes, because a lot of what makes lifting fun is lifting with people. And like I thought about that for a while, because I haven't lifted with anybody ever. If that makes like a consistent like one on one, like I'm gonna lift exactly like the same movements that you are doing. I've never really done that. Um, like even when I was lifting with my brother, I'm doing something very different than what my brother's doing. And I think the closest time to that is actually when I was coaching G1, but a lot of that was him trying to just get more familiar with the movements. So it was a little bit different, but still like that was the closest thing to that, to like being on the same program so you can fight the same struggle. But like now looking back at like all of my time in college, I would show up to the gym and there would be people that would be there every single day, and we would be doing totally different things, but we cared about how each other's progress was, and they would help me a lot more than I would help them. Like I would try my best to help people, but like for me, like I learned a lot from having people look over my technique, and then I ended up starting videoing myself, and that's kind of what this has evolved into. But back in the day, I would just be like, hey, can you like look at this thing and see if my arm is in the right spot, for this portion of the movement? And then they'll be like, yes or no, and I'm like, all right, cool, like great, thank you. And then they would tell me, and I'd be like, no. I'm like, okay, well, shit, fuck, help me. And then eventually it turned into me videoing that so I could answer back that question for myself. And 7 years later, here it is, like online, thousands of videos. But maybe that's the change I need in the future. So we'll see. Mm, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Shoots.